Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, child, the gift that keeps on giving. This Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni information. I haven't talked much about it this week, but I thought I'd wrap everything up in one big video. Listen, housekeeping. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps with my engagement. And please interact with my other videos. I do have a video. Well, actually, it is it's the Who's Winning video, the challenge, where I put up some information in regards to what I believe is PR, and that you all figure out whose PR team. Is it legit coming from someone in the industry? Or is it either Blake Lively or Justin Baldoni's PR team at work? And y'all will put it in there. So let me see. I can find it really, really quickly so that y'all can see the thumbnail. Hold on just one moment. Give me one moment. I just want y'all to see the thumbnail. Y'all see it? I did it in Canva. But here's the thumbnail. Go back. We're at round one. Who's dominating? And so that video is there. You will see I think it was a Reddit post. And you all let me know if it's Blake's PR team, is it Justin's PR team, or is it a legitimate industry insider plugging the information? So y'all go back to that video and y'all let me know. All right, people, let's get into it. There's so much to get into. And just by getting into the response of that, I'll put up another one. I know that we're going to do a live. I know we're going to do a live stream about it, but I just want to see the engagement, because if I don't get much engagement on it, then I don't think that there's a big need to do a live stream. So I have one that's on there. I will do a second and I'll do a third one. And again, depending on the engagement, we will definitely do a live stream. We'll do a live stream if the engagement is there on these next 3 videos. All right, let's get into it, because there was a lot of news that happened this week in regards to Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. One of the things that had come up, and I'm not going to read the whole article, but I will just give you a taste of what's going on. They're saying that Taylor Swift is moving back from her bestie, taking a step back because she doesn't like for her name to be involved in the mess. Make sure this is the right one. Hold on. Here we go. So it says here that Taylor Swift is taking a step back from Blake Lively as dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship. Now, I don't think anything is going on in regards to their friendships. What I do think what's going on is Taylor Swift does not want any of the negative publicity to affect her and her brand. So she is, because my understanding is that she is the godmother of Blake and Ryan's children. So she's not going to be pulling back from them. But I think professionally, tying her name to them, she's not going to do that. And possibly they won't be seen together as much as they used to be because of what's going on with Justin Baldoni. And I think it also has to do with the negative publicity surrounding Blake Lively. Whether you believe or disbelieve of what's going on in this case, there is no denying that Blake Lively's public image has taken a hit. Regardless of how you believe it happened, her public image has taken a hit. And I do think that Taylor Swift professionally, not personally, But professionally, Taylor Swift is doing everything that she needs to do to be able to distance herself distance herself from Blake Lively. So I wanted to go over that. That to me is just very simple and quick. Let's get into some of the legal news. So we found out earlier this week is that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are filing a motion to dismiss Justin Baldoni's case, his 400 million dollar lawsuit. Interesting. We'll go over that real quickly. So basically, it says they are hoping the defamation lawsuit from Justin Baldoni will end with the dismissal. This is in Vulture. I forgot. I am so sorry. This is written by Alejandra Galarte, and it's Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed to dismiss Justin Baldoni's lawsuit. Variety reports that the couple told a federal judge on January 30th that they will file a dismissal against Baldoni's defamation lawsuit. The two parties are reportedly meeting in court on Monday, February 3rd, for the first hearing. Lively sued her co-star, and we know how she sued. In response to all of this, Baldoni and his team, Louis Lyman, is reportedly planning to consolidate the two lawsuits, and both parties are seemingly agreeing to the terms. So they're going to combine their lawsuits between the New York Times, Ryan Reynolds, the PR company, and Blake Lively. They're going to mold all that into one, is from what I'm understanding, which to me makes sense. Because again, if why try to do two lawsuits, two separate court hearings when you could do one? So that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Consolidate two lawsuits, and both parties are seemingly in agreement to the terms. While the court hasn't set a trial date, it is aimed to begin trial on March 9th, 2025. Or in other words, it starts next year. So shout out to Vulture for that. So we find out that, again, she is calling to have his case dismissed. I don't see where that would be plausible, because and you leave my legal eagles, y'all let me know, because if she has a defamation lawsuit, I don't see why he couldn't turn around and have a countersuit. He has provided enough information to show that he feels like he has been his name has been besmirched in the news media just as well as her name has been besmirched. So we'll see what's going on. We will see. I do know that they're going to also be hearing about the fact of Justin Baldoni's team releasing or trying to do a website that released all the text messages and stuff like that. And you know how I feel about that. I think that that's not a good idea. So the court is going to rule on that. And also, Justin has been leaking different scenes from on set. For that, I'm okay with, because I'm quite sure that she's going to be leaking some of that information as well. I'm quite okay with that. But just to put up a website I'm not okay with that. That's not personally, that's not a good public relations move, and it's not a good legal move because it gives credence to her assertion that he continues a smear campaign against her. So I think that would be a bad move for him. All right. So what in the Lady Whistledown news is going on? Y'all, I was on the TikTok and the Twitters, aka X, and I came across this post. And I'm going to share this post with you. We're going to read the entire post. And it also adds in with the challenge. Remember, I showed the thumbnail. If you go to that particular challenge, there's some information that seems to be similar in there too. So let me share my screen. All right. So You see the post. Let me make sure that you can see it quite well. There it is. You see the post. And this post is from Lady Colin Campbell. It's my understanding that she's over in the UK. So let me read what she says. Now, apparently, I want to say she writes books. She's a royal watcher and all of this stuff like that. That's what my connect has told me. I'm not familiar with her, but let me let me put this information what she's putting out there. Uh, Lady Whistledown. That's what I'm gonna call her. Let's read what she's saying and then kind of discuss it real quick. It says here in her post, let's see when it was dated. January 29th, 2025, and it has over 209,000 views. Okay. It says, I am sandwiching this post in before retiring, having had a particularly long day in what has been and will continue to be an excessively busy week for me. But I cannot resist imparting this. There is incontrovertible written proof from earlier last year, excuse me, that at Blake Lively, and she is adding all of these people. So somebody is going to get in contact with her. Excuse me, if you let me tell it. So let me start all over again. I am sandwiching this post in before retiring, having had a particularly long day in which has been and will continue to be an excessively busy week for me. But I cannot resist imparting this. There is incontrovertible, written proof from earlier last year that at Blake Lively threatened Sony Pictures, if memory serves correctly, that is the company, that she would accuse Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment via the New York Times unless they reversed their refusal to use her cut of the movie instead of his. Interesting that these threats were recorded months before she did precisely that. Leads me to conclude that there was no sexual harassment, that she was simply deploying the most dastardly of threats to manipulate, indeed blackmail, Sony into giving way to her demands. Then, having succeeded so brilliantly in stealing the scriptwriter, director, producer, actor's work from under his nose with that ploy, she then recycled the same accusation, knowing how incendiary as well as effective it was, using the same name, New York Times, in December, as she and her husband at Ryan Reynolds furthered for their own benefit. Their agenda of destroying the unfortunate Mr. Baldoni's life with an accusation that cannot have been true, otherwise it would not have been doled out so opportunistically. It is my firm view that people who are taken advantage of, the way Lively is claiming she was, do not utilize their torment so patiently, conveniently, and cynically. Also, no woman who has been sexually harassed by a man would then give him her baby to hold. Miss Whistledown, what is you talking about? As Piers Morgan said after Meghan Markle live fest with Oprah Winfrey, I don't believe a word out of her mouth. I only hope he, Dan Wooten, Megyn Kelly, and everyone else who's in a position to raise their voices to see that Justin Baldoni gets the justice he deserves will call Blake Lively out on such contradictory and deeply disturbing facts. At Brian Friedman, keep up the good work. Now, first of all, Miss Whistledown, you just talked about Meghan Markle, but then you said Megyn Kelly. My bad. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I saw all these Megans, child, all these Megans. But let's listen. What are y'all thinking about this? Who is Lady Campbell? How does she know so much? What written information? I put down there, I think I did. I think it was on this particular post. Yes, it was on this particular post. Hold on, let me put it back up, child. I made sure I put on this post. If you have the receipts, publish. OMG. If you got the receipts, go ahead and publish them. Don't. I think you adding all these people was in an effort to see who's going to bite. That's the way I look at it. You're trying to see which one of these people are about to bite in regards to this post. And again, I don't follow her. I stumbled upon this information uh earlier in the week. So I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and talk about this. Probably what's today? Friday. So it had to be the day before yesterday that I stumbled upon this. But Lady Whistledown, Miss Lady Colin Campbell, what you know? What written evidence? Because if you go back to the live streams that I have done with my entertainers, we're out here trying to sleuth this information as well, because I couldn't understand why Sony would acquiesce, why Baldoni and them would acquiesce to all of this. And it makes no sense to me. None. It makes no sense to me why all of this information that you would have, why they would acquiesce to this. Like I said, there is a catalyst incident. There is something that started all of this. What that incident is, I don't know. But we have a lot of ingredients in this soup. Some of them, I don't know if they belong in there or not, but they're in there. And people are sifting through, trying to figure out what's what. And it doesn't look like we're going to find out much information until the court hearing, which is slated to be next year. So we're looking at about 13 more months, or about 13, 14 more months before we have this hearing. So unless they settle, unless somebody dismisses the case, we're going to see. But Lady Colin Campbell, incontrovertible. Let me see. Incontrovertible. Thank you. Incontrovertible evidence, written proof from earlier last year. I want to know what release the receipts. If you are a DC and Marvel fan, you know how the DC fans wanted to release the Snyder cut. Release the Sony emails, whatever you have. Release it. Let's see what you got. You're alluding to it. Let's see what you have. Mm, mm, mm. All right. Tell me what y'all think about all of this. Tell me what you think about Miss Linda Colin Campbell, aka Miss Whistledown. Do you think she has, or she knows, or she could put her hands on some evidence or some proof? Do you think that she should release them? Do you think atting all of these people? Do you believe she's trying to elicit a response from them? Because she's got on here Blake Lively, Sony Pictures, Justin Baldoni, the New York Times, Ryan Reynolds, Piers Morgan, Dan Wooten, Megyn Kelly, and Brian Friedman. Do you think this is just a ploy or a play to get attention, or does she have something? Because I feel like if you've got some evidence to show that, you need to release the hounds. You need to release that to show that. But again, she could be trying to figure out who is going to be the highest bidder between Brian Friedman, because you notice that she did not add Blake Lively's attorney. She just added them specifically. Yeah, she did not add Blake Lively's attorney. Just Justin Baldoni's. Do we know who that attorney is? Or do we just have mentioned? Let me see. So they don't mention it, and they probably have mentioned it in another article. I just don't see it in the article that I just read to you all. So, but I will have links to all this information that I have. But tell me what you think. Y'all can go to my X post and see this lady Linda Colin Campbell and her information on my X post. So again, y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Y'all please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. Child, everybody seems like you know what? It seems like everybody believes they have a lot of information about this case. This is quite interesting to boot. But we'll see what's going on. We'll see what Miss Whistledown has to say, or if she's going to provide any information. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.